Do we have a little carryover effect possibly in this game today, Alan?
They generally do when teams have just played each other in the same week, and that was Monday when the Knicks were in Sacramento. And as you remember, Harry Giles, the forward for the Kings, who had a very good game, was ejected from that game with a flagrant 2 for this play right here. It happened with 5 minutes to go in the game. Knicks were down 10. Watch the elbow to the side of the head to Luke Kornet. And down goes Kornet. That's a flagrant 2, and he was ejected from the game, and he didn't really show much remorse when he was ejected. In fact, you'll see him waving his arms to the crowd after he left. But afterward, he did apologize a day later, saying apologies to him, meaning Luke Kornet. And there was no blood on the play, just to clear the air. There was no intention to cause any harm at all, no ill intention at all, just playing hard to help my team win. That was in the Sacramento Bee. He said he didn't realize that it was such a vicious play until he saw replays of it in the locker room. And then some friends reached out. In fact, one said to him, "You killed him, man." And another one said, "What did he do to you?" So he had no idea that it was that vicious looking of a play. He said, "I was just playing hard. I was just in the game." Now, while he was out there, he had a very big impact on the game, not just on Luke Kornet's head. He had 17 points and 7 rebounds in 22 minutes. The waving to the crowd, he said, was because of the ovation they were giving him for his performance. Harry Giles is a player that is still trying to make his way as an NBA player. Now, Kornet stayed in the game. He, in fact, made one of the 2 free throws, also hit a 3. He did not play in the final game of the road trip in Phoenix, but that probably had more to do with DeAndre Jordan being back in the lineup. So we'll see if there are any fallout from that on Monday, but Giles did apologize through the media to Kornet.
Meanwhile, the Knicks had for a while improved their defense. Now lately, not so much.
Yeah, it's amazing how a couple of games you can feel like you're making progress. In fact, David Fizdale said after the Phoenix game, there was a stretch where I felt we were really starting to get it. And now we're taking a few steps back. You can see the numbers will tell you. The road trip and also the last game, that Cleveland game before the trip. Look at the last 4, 118, 49%. Look at the defensive field goal percentage here. The previous 10, down 10 points. The field goal percentage a lot better. The 3 points, certainly a big difference there as well. And in fact, those numbers in the previous 10, if you scale it over a full season, they would be in the top 10 ranks in the NBA. So what the Knicks are proving to David Fizdale is at times they can get it. In fact, they can play good defense. The consistency is the issue, and that's very typical of a young team.
Meanwhile, Doug Christie, a former Knick, is here to analyze things for the Sacramento Kings. What's his place in Knicks history? Yeah, this is interesting, too, and I know you love this when we go back in history, so let's see if we can keep up and wait till you hear some of these names involved here as well. So Doug Christie played for the Knicks over the 94-95 and 95-96 seasons, but sparingly. He wasn't happy about his playing time, and these highlights will show you that maybe he should have played more. So he asked for a trade, so in February of 96, his wish was granted. He and Herb Williams were sent to the Raptors, and they were 2 expiring contract players for Willie Anderson and Victor Alexander. That came a week after another cap-clearing deal that saw Charles Smith and Monty Williams traded to the Spurs for J.R. Reed, Brad Lohaus, and a 96 first-round pick. Now, those contracts cleared out for that summer of 96, where there were a lot of big-time free agents available. Guys like Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Reggie Miller, and Charles Barkley also pushing for a trade as well. The Knicks ended up going young that summer, getting Allen Houston, getting Chris Childs, and also the trade for Larry Johnson. Involved in the trade for Larry Johnson, Brad Lohaus. So that helped make that happen. That's the foundation of the 99 Finals team. However, the pick they got from the Spurs ended up being John Wallace at number 18 overall. Before John Wallace was taken, Jermaine O'Neal, Steve Nash, and of course, Kobe Bryant in that trade as well. Makes you wonder if the Knicks maybe should have asked for that 1997 Spurs first-round pick. We all know who that became. My head is spinning. Time now for the stat of the night.
All right, I'll keep it easy for you. I know a lot of stuff happening for you right now. This is simple. It's early. We're all grumpy. It's a noon game. We understand the Knicks probably also have that same feeling right now. So far, this is the 7th afternoon game of the season. As we know from last Sunday in LA, they are 0-6 in these games. Can they break that streak today?